misplacing cards, and forgetting passwords? People in Sweden have come up with a solution for it. Epicenter, a company in Sweden, is injecting its employees with chip implants which will help them unlock doors, operate printers, open storage lockers with a wave of a hand. The implanted chip is as big as a grain of rice. It is injected through a syringe in the fleshy area beneath the thumb. The process lasts only a few seconds and is not painful or bloody. The entire process is called biohacking, in which a chip is planted under the human skin. But how does it work? The implanted chip contains your personal information. The implanted chips are passive, meaning they contain information that other devices can read, but the chips cannot read information themselves. So when the implant comes within centimeters of a reader's range, a device which can read the chip data, a small amount of data flows between the two devices via electromagnetic waves. The technology in itself is not new. Such chips are used as virtual collar plates for pets. Companies use them to track deliveries. If successful, the technology can replace employee badges, credit cards, and key cards for certain functions at the facility with the technology. And, like most new technologies, it does raise security and privacy concerns. The question is, would you trade your privacy for a little convenience?
The technology is RFID and NFC, which is near-field communication. So the RFID side is what has my student ID, and that's what a lot of the security systems where you put a key card up to a door and it unlocks it. The NFC is something that's in almost all phones now, where if your phone can do Google Pay, Apple Pay, any of that, it has NFC. And what that means is if you put your phone up to my hand, it adds my contact to your phone. And there's other things I'm able to have it do, and I can reprogram it with my phone instantly. I can't feel them. I would never know. But if I can feel that there's an implant in there, and you can see it right there, kind of, pushing against the skin. The overall reaction from my peers has been pretty positive. I've had some relatives who were more confused as to why I would do it. And I have one uncle who is very, suspicious of everything, and I can't wait to see him this Thanksgiving because he's going to have a lot to say. I use isopropyl alcohol to clean off everything beforehand. I use the wipes in the area where it would be going in, and then essentially I just laid my hand down and used one, just got it in there. I was a little nervous, but before being computer science, I was planning to go into pre-med, so I already had a lot of experience with using medical equipment like this. I don't have a ton of experience because I was still in high school, but I had enough to where I was confident in not killing myself with it.
You want RFID tags in your refrigerator and the objects that you buy, and ultimately, as Dr. Katina Michael is making so clear, they want these tags in us. They want them in us. We're using radio frequency to identify things and transmit information all the time nowadays. I think what is coming next, though, is what the marketers and the developers of this technology call the Internet of Things. This idea is that every physical object would have its own equivalent of an IP address encoded into the microchip.
With the goal, Albrecht says, of tracking the consumer habits. Beyond the privacy concerns, she says RFID technology carries biblical implications, with hobbyists embedding microchips into their flesh.
There will be a time when humanity will be forced to take a mark, and that mark will be on the right hand or the forehead. It is the number 666. We're told to pay attention and look out for that. And people who do not take that mark, of course, will not be able to buy or sell.
The scripture she's referring to is Revelation chapter 13, verses 16 through 18.
Some people say RFID will be the mark of the beast because it can be a mark in your hand that you can transmit. If it isn't, and it may well not be, there may well be something that comes next beyond that to fulfill that biblical prophecy. But every one of those steps was getting us closer to that end destination.
Radio isn't the only way that Albrecht is getting her message out about the dangers of RFID technology and what it can lead to. She's also a best-selling author, writing books for both adults and children. Albrecht has devoted a decade to studying RFID. One result of her research, the book Spy Chips, How Major Corporations and Government Plan to Track Your Every Move with RFID. She especially wants to reach younger readers with I Won't Take the Mark, a Bible book and contract for children to help kids understand the book of Revelation.
I am stunned at the number of people who have gone to VBS and summer camp and Bible school and Sunday school, and they've never even heard of the Mark of the Beast. The churches aren't preaching it. They're not discussing it. There's an embarrassment factor about this, which is ironic because throughout all of history, it's been a huge topic. Now that we're actually seeing these technologies develop before our eyes, no one wants to talk about them.
Albrecht is working to change that, wanting people to think before blindly accepting new tracking technology. Mark Martin, CBN News, Florida and New Hampshire.